Designated Issue 1, Page 1, Establishing Shot. We visit the planet Alpha 7 in the Dura system. 2 moons orbit around the planet along with a green sun. From space, it seems like there's a serene body of life, but a raging battle between the peaceful Forlorns and the warlike Duronians have torn it apart. On the planet, we visit an old alien castle. From the looks of it, the surrounding area has just seen a great battle. Lots of destroyed ships, tanks, and smoldering ash cover the area. The castle itself is worn, but has no battle damage. Inside the throne room, King Tesson is standing on a throne room's balcony, surveying the damage. Although he may not look his age, the king is over 400 years old. The grand entrance doors to the room open as Futak, the king advisor, rushes in.
Your Majesty, I've just received information that the Duronians are planning another attack.
Calm yourself, Futak. We will repel this attack just as we've done with all the others.
But the reports say this attack will have the full force of the entire army.
Can we withstand such an attack?
There's more. King Brigand himself will be heading the attack.
That's insane. Why would he...
The king walks past Futak towards the grand doors.
Sire.
Summon the designated. Have them meet me in the power chamber.
The king leaves Futak standing in the throne room by himself.
I fear the worst.
Inside the power chamber, which has 3 floors, a different color light on each floor, there is a transport chamber and a power core. 4 scientists, the king, and well-armed elite soldiers gather around a lighted chamber with 3 tubes in it. 5 soldiers stand at attention behind the king and head scientist. Futak is there too.
As you requested, sire, we've prepared to remove the star fragments from the power core. But I must implore you to...
Remove it!
But sire, removing our newest and best power sources at a time like this is...
Silence! These fragments are not just a new power source. They are, in fact, much more.
Yes, but we have just only begun our research. Taking away such a find is...
Remove the fragments.
The head scientist presses some buttons on a nearby panel. Then the tube starts to descend into the ground. There's smoke surrounding the center tube, and when it clears, we see a metal staff that holds 5 star fragments in place. They're about the size of diamonds you see on an expensive engagement. The king, who is visibly upset, turns towards the head scientist.
Where is the 6th piece?
Cutting into the Forlon lab, we've seen a room full of British Duronians standing over dead Forlon scientists. A transport portal is behind them in the research room. There was 1 remaining scientist, and he gives King Brigand of the Duronians the 6th fragment. The king has an overpowering presence. The king nods to one of his men, who then kills the last Forlon scientist. Back into the power chamber, King Tesson turns towards the 5 members near him.
You, my designated, are entrusted with the safekeeping of these star fragments. I fear that King Brigand has learned about our recent discovery and will stop at nothing to acquire it.
The leader of the chosen few steps forward.
Sire, we have yet to fail you, but even we can't withstand the full force of the Duronian army.
Your mission will take you far away from the line of battle. I want you to take these fragments and hide them so even I won't know their location.
Just then, the doors to the top floor of the chamber blast open. The Duronians enter the chamber, and King Brigand leads them. In his hand is the 6th fragment, glowing brightly.
Destroy the generators! Kill them all and bring me those fragments!
On the main floor, everybody's running everywhere.
They must have found a way to penetrate our shields.
The designated take the fragments right from the metal staff.
Have your orders. Protect your fragments at all costs.
To the Halle!
King Brigand starts making his way to the main floor. The designated start to leave the chamber. The Duronians are destroying the generators.
Their defenses have fallen. Let the slaughter begin.
Portals are opening up all over the entire chamber, letting in more Duronians. At the same time, reinforcements from King Tesson arrive. There's a lot of fighting and killing. The designated are leaving through an unoccupied corridor. King Brigand sees them leave the chamber. Natasha, blonde, mid-20s, physically fit, is right in the middle of getting dressed for work in a rush because she's late. The clock reads 3:47 p.m. Her open purse is laying on the bed where a name tag rests on top of it. Natasha pulls up her pants with one hand and pulls her hand down with her turtleneck sweater with the other. She's a hot mess.
Damn it! I can't believe I'm late again!
Now dressed, she grabs her name tag, which reads Natasha, from her bed, as well as her big bag, which she grabs from the bottom. All the stuff falls out of her bag.
Can't get a break. Something always slows me down. I'm cursed. I know it. I get to work on time for once in my life.
Cutting to a city street, there are lots of cars and people going about their business. The only building you can see clearly is the hospital, the Ed Dials Center for Health, which takes up the whole block. Natasha, in her convertible, rushing to make the green light. She is wearing her sunglasses. There are 3 lanes on each side of the street. Natasha is in the middle lane. A crowded city bus on the same road is in the far right lane, close to the intersection. Going up the cross street is a one-way road, but people and cars have made it 2 lanes. A red minivan is approaching the intersection, coming towards the news crew. The reporter is standing right in front of the hospital, but the camera guy is shooting her from an angle so that he can just see a bit of the intersection. They are doing a live shoot.
In a few hours, Dr. Precipicus, the newest neurosurgeon to emerge in his field, will perform a new technique to remove the brain tumor in Chris Hughes, a 12-year-old boy who may not see his 13th birthday if the tumor is not removed.
Inside the minivan, we see Ed and Adam with their parents. They're in the back. Ed is looking out the window, which is closed, and they are all dressed as if going to a semi-formal affair.
Hang on, kids. We're almost there. The gallery is just around the corner. I can't wait for us to get a close-up view of that red diamond. Everyone who has seen it up close says it almost pulses like a heart.
Look!
Just then, the sky turns black. Everyone in the area looks towards the sky except Natasha, who only sees the light turn yellow and guns it to make the light. In the middle of the intersection, the portal opens up. You can almost see the light from the portal in the now blackened skies. Natasha veers to the right to avoid the portal, nearly hitting the bus. She then veers to the left to avoid the bus and then comes onto oncoming traffic. The bus, nearly hitting Natasha, avoids all the cars waiting at the red light with crowds of people walking by a fountain and people waiting for the bus. The people in the minivan see Natasha a little too late as they hit her head on. Quite some time later, Natasha lays in a hospital bed. She is moving her head violently.
No! Look out!
Natasha wakes up to see Dr. Precipicus standing above her.
Relax. We thought we had lost you, but you're fine now.
Natasha, in a hospital gown and wrapped in bandages, has tubes sticking inside her body. Her leg and arm are broken. Her head is all bandaged up, but you can still see her face.
What happened? Where am I?
You were involved in a massive collision outside the hospital. I'm Dr. Precipicus. I've been taking care of you.
Ugh, you mean an accident? All I remember is this light. I tried to avoid it, but...
Don't worry about that right now. Just be grateful you survived. There were a lot of people involved who did.
How many died?
Just consider yourself one of the chosen few.
Leaving Natasha with that, Dr. Precipicus exits from the room. Natasha sees Ed, the little boy from the minivan. He waves and walks away. Natasha thinks she's dreaming and goes back to bed. Sometime later at night, inside the hospital, Natasha is fully healed and finally dressed. She is walking down a dimly lit, deserted hospital corridor.
Hello? Where is everybody?
She tries all the doors, all locked. We hear the voice of Ed.
This way. Over here.
Hello? Who said that?
One door opens.
In here.
Natasha enters to see Ed and an unfamiliar Chris standing and waiting for Natasha to enter.
You! I'm so sorry I killed you. Please stop haunting me.
You're silly. I'm not haunting you. I just wanted to see you. And here you are.
Huh?
Chris walks up to Natasha.
Look, I really can't explain it myself, so don't ask me to. When you wake up, just come to the cancer ward, room 530.
Wake up.
Yes. Wake.
Natasha wakes up to find out she's still in her hospital gown and lying on a couch in Dr. Rain's office. She only has a small scar below her hairline. The doctor is sitting on a stool next to her.
What did you learn?
Nothing, I have to admit. Once you went under hypnosis, you didn't respond to any of my questions. It's possible you're still having stress-related issues surrounding the accident. Since you didn't have any problem sleeping, I think you'll be fine. I'll draw up the release papers in the morning.
Does the hospital have a cancer ward?
Yeah, it's on the 5th floor. Why do you ask?
No reason. Just curious.
Shifting gears, we go to a Duronian battlecruiser orbiting the Earth. A smaller ship is docking with it. Inside the cruiser, we have 5 Duronians. Each one is at a post on the ship's bridge. Brunam, the second in command, is in charge of the bridge.
Rofon has returned. Raise shields and re-engage the cloaking device.
Rofon enters the bridge. Brunam greets him.
Report.
After 3 cycles, I have confirmed the location of the star fragments.
We've had these confirmations before. I don't want to contact King Bringen with another false report.
Trust me, Captain. This gem has never glowed brighter. But if you are afraid, I will retrieve the other fragments myself.
How quickly you forget King Bringen wants that pleasure all to himself, and would surely kill you right where you stand for even speaking such treason.
Why does our mighty king have to come way out here? Perhaps the rumors are true.
If the rumors were true, and these fragments were so powerful,
Brunam grabs Rofon's hand with the gem in it.
then where is your power?
Moving back to the hospital at night, Natasha, dressed, sneaks into the hospital elevator. It's just as dim as it was in her dream, and no one is around. The clock on the wall, it reads 2:55 a.m.
I'm not really sure why I decided to sneak up to the 5th floor in the middle of the night.
Natasha enters the elevator. The doors close as the night shift nurse returns to her desk with a cup of coffee. Natasha presses the button on the 5th floor. The doors open, and Natasha is surprised to see Chris.
Jeez! You scared me half to death!
Sorry about that, Natasha.
Natasha exits the elevator and walks with Chris down the hall.
How do you know me?
I was on my way to see you. I didn't think you were going to show. Come on, let's talk in my room. The orderly will be back any second.
Who are you? And
Chris and Natasha enter the room. She sits on the bed, and Chris closes the door.
My name is Chris Hughes. I had a cancerous tumor in my brain. I was brought here for an experimental procedure. The day of my operation, 3 months ago, there was a huge accident outside the hospital. The survivors were brought here. I know Dr. Precipicus worked on your head to save your life. After the incident, I started to see this little Chinese boy wherever I went. First in my dreams and then in this room. He told me that he wanted us to meet.
oh my god, you seen him too? At first I thought I was crazy seeing him all over the place, but no one else did. But then, the other day during physical therapy, he actually spoke to me. That's when I knew he was a ghost. But then I had this crazy dream where you told me to come here.
And I had the same dream. Well, it felt like a dream.
Okay, we met. Now what?
I'm not sure. He told me that you would know what to do.
Natasha gets up and throws her hands up in the air.
Great. That's just great. So you're telling me that some ghosts wanted us to meet for some reason?
I don't think he's a ghost.
And what is he?
Just then, there is an explosion across the street. A body comes crashing through the window and lands on the bed where Natasha was just sitting, crushing the bed. Natasha and Chris are thrown to the floor, and they look at the now destroyed bed. The body turns out to be a burnt to a crisp Duronian.
What the hell is that?
It looks like a body. It's a good thing you moved when you did.
Yeah, lucky me.
Moving forward, Natasha enters the floor of her apartment for the first time in months. Carrying her mail, she sees a notice on the door. It reads, "Dear Miss Ash, we've been trying to contact you regarding your past due rent. Please contact us as soon as possible. Management." Natasha opens the door and walks into her apartment. Inside the apartment, Natasha turns on the TV. The same reporter from the accident is on.
Live from the Okasa Gallery, where a violent explosion last night took the life of a security guard. Police have yet to find the mysterious red diamond, which has been on display for 3 months. Foul play is not being ruled out. An interesting side note, this reporter was nearly killed not too far away from the explosion where one of the city's deadliest multi-car crashes in recent history happened. Many locals are starting to call this area cursed. Join me for a special report on this tonight at 6. Back to you, Jim.
Natasha starts to go through her mail, but she is interrupted by a bright light coming from her bedroom. She slowly approaches the half-open door.
If there's a ghost in there, please don't kill me.
She pops her head into the bedroom.
Well, it's not a ghost.
Natasha sees King Brigand with the safe fragment in his hand, glowing brightly than ever before, pointing right at Natasha. He is smiling.
Lucky me.